Listen, I am super excited about this opportunity. It came at not a complete surprise, but it came at a little bit of surprise for us. And so the president and I, as you guys know, we're great friends, and we get along great. I look forward to working with him and his cabinet. Of course, we still got to go through this little thing called confirmation, and we're going to get started on it right away.
That was Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin earlier today after President Trump announced he would be the replacement for now fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Comes after a heated week on Capitol Hill for Noem, fielding questions on an alleged affair with an aide and funds used for an ICE campaign. CBS's Aaron Navarro leads us off tonight.
President Trump announced he is removing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem just days after her grilling on Capitol Hill from Democrats and some Republicans. The move ends Noem's tenure overseeing the Department of Homeland Security, as it has faced protests around the country over ICE immigration raids and tactics.
She should have either been impeached or fired, and I'm glad that she got let go. She's terrorized American cities.
Two administration officials tell CBS News Noem was in a precarious position with the president over her handling of the Minneapolis immigration crackdown, including the fatal shootings of 2 U.S. citizens. Trump's pick to replace Noem, Senator Markwayne Mullin, a former businessman and martial artist, will need confirmation from his Senate colleagues.
We're going to get Department of Homeland Security making sure that we stay focused on protecting the homeland.
Noem's dismissal came amid rumors of an affair with her aide Corey Lewandowski, and after her Senate testimony about this $220 million immigration enforcement ad campaign featuring herself.
I'm Kristi Noem.
Some of that money went to a company run by the husband of Noem's former spokesperson.
President know you were going to do this?
Yes.
He did?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Trump disputed that on Thursday, telling Reuters he never knew anything about the ads. Aaron Navarro, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President says he will make Noem a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. He presented the position as a new security initiative that would focus on the Western Hemisphere. Lawmakers in Oklahoma are reacting to the Mullin nomination. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt reacting on social media, saying in part, Markwayne Mullin has been a fighter for Oklahoma and will fight to keep our nation secure. There isn't a better choice to lead the Department of Homeland Security. Cherokee Nation Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin releasing a statement saying in part, having a Cherokee Nation citizen serve within the U.S. cabinet is a mark of high esteem for our tribe. If Markwayne Mullin is confirmed by Congress for the position, now comes the question, how will Oklahoma replace him? Well, the state passed a law in 2021 allowing the governor to temporarily appoint a person to fill a vacant Senate seat. To be eligible, the person must be a registered Republican, since the law says the appointee must match the previous senator's party. The appointee can also not run in a future special election for the position. If the governor doesn't fill the vacancy, it'll move to the voters at the next scheduled general election, which is November. A recount is set in Little Flock after a proposed sales tax increase ended in a rare tie on election night. The Benton County Election Commission agreed today to Little Flock Mayor Jeff Van Sickler's request for that recount. Voters were split right down the middle Tuesday night, 174 in favor, 174 against. County leaders say the city needs this to pass in order to bring in more revenue.
Little Flock is in a super unique position where they are really a bedroom community. There's not a lot of commercial development happening there, not a lot of room for growth in either way. The only way for them to really increase revenues on sales tax, is to up the sales tax percentage.
The ballots will be recounted on Wednesday of next week and certified by the Election Commission. If the count is the same, the tax proposal could come back on November's ballot. Meanwhile, a recount in the Sebastian County Judge Republican primary has been ordered. County Election Commission told us today one of the two candidates requested the recount, although they did not specify who. On election night, incumbent Steve Holtz won more than 79% of the vote, beating challenger Ken Blevins by more than 6,000 votes. That recount, by the way, set for Monday at the county courthouse. Greenwood city leaders now working on what's next after voters there approved renewing a sales tax for the next 10 years. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman is in the studio now to tell us it's going to fund quite a few projects. Laura?
Yes, that's right, Darren. Residents can soon expect big improvements in streets, parks, and fire safety, with the funds divided evenly between the three. City leaders say it's all about growth of Greenwood.
The 0.75% sales tax will generate about $1.5 million each year. Mayor Doug Kinslow says this will be a major boost for all 3 departments.
15 years ago, it produced about $150,000 to $200,000. So now it's about $500,000 per department. Keep us accountable for that. Greenwood is growing. We're a little shy of 10,000 right now.
The funds will be used to secure grants for larger projects such as an all-inclusive park along with street and sidewalk upgrades. The fire department is also getting major improvements, like new equipment that will improve the city's fire protection rating, which means lower homeowners' insurance.
We are currently in ISO 2, which is probably the best we will get or will be until we have a full-time fire department.
Jeff Turner is the street director for the city of Greenwood. He says they're going to start with the main streets.
These asphalt streets are very expensive projects, and so $500,000 doesn't go as far as you think it will go. So we're trying to hit the streets that most people use and will see the most benefit from. We do a streetcar test.
Turner also says all 3 departments go hand in hand.
Turner noted the first project will be upgrades to Nashville Street, which sees heavy school traffic, and bridge replacements. Laura Castleman, 5 News.
All right, Laura, thanks. We have another update tonight in the sewer damage claim from a Fayetteville resident. We told you about this about a month ago. The city incorrectly located a sewer main for a drilling company. It ultimately led to a now estimated $200,000 in damage, according to the homeowner. Now, the city only allows up to $100,000 payments in a situation like this. Homeowner spoke for the first time publicly tonight and said he doesn't want free money. He just wants his home to be whole again.
I want to know that the city's got my back to make things right when I've been wronged. Got a duty to defend what I've worked to achieve. Looking for accountability, ownership, restoration of trust in my house. I haven't really seen accountability and ownership whenever it's come to some of these disingenuous offers that I've received from the water department.
City Utilities Director presented data showing there's been 37 sewer claim payouts in the past 5 years, totaling about $161,000. Fayetteville City Council tabled the issue for a second time in a row, saying the Ordinance Review Committee should be given more time to draft new legislation to better respond to these issues. 4 Northwest Arkansas hospitals could be part of a new ownership group later this year. The parent company of the 4 hospitals you see there on your screen announced it has agreed to sell them to Missouri-based Freeman Health for $112 million. All associated outpatient centers and practices are also included in this agreement. A release says the transaction is expected to close before the end of June and further regulatory approval after regulatory approval and negotiations.